is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips, and I will spell. Cause they don't just play, but they can rap as well. Liverpool FC.
My idea was to build Liverpool into a bastion.
Okay, welcome to a new episode of the Anfield South preview show. This is something we've not done before, but we decided it was time to start a preview show. So this is season 3 for us, but this is episode 1 of our preview show. And as you can see, we've got a few faces that we don't usually see on the podcast too often, you get me? But, you know, Big Sam is back in the building.
You know, I had to make an appearance, but it's not easy making you look good, you know. All this editing takes my time, bro. You know, I can't get to the studio that often.
No, big up Sam for all the work he does in the background. Stu's with us today as well. You saying, Pastor Stu?
Oh, all good, all good. Yeah, just exciting day today, so.
And last but definitely not least, this guy needs no introduction as he's introducing himself in his background. Yeah, I mean, it's JR back in the building.
Yes, guys, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me on season 3, I guarantee it. So this is the start of it. And like Stuart said, it's a great day today.
Yes. Well, let's start with that quickly before we get into the Chelsea-Liverpool game. Today is Thiago Friday. We have signed Thiago Alcantara. Is that how you say his surname? I always get it wrong. For Bayern Munich for a ridiculous amount of money, in the sense of how Edwards managed to work this deal is just, wow, miracles. I think we're paying 5 million over his 4-year contract. I mean, that is just the best lease player you could ever wish for. Also, as we're speaking today, Diego Jota from Wolves looks like he's on his way to Anfield as well. I've seen on Sky Sports News is that it's breaking, so usually when it's on Sky Sports, it's pretty gospel. So watch this space, watch our Instagram, Anfield_South1, to see if we seal the deal for Jota. But boys, let's get straight into it. Let's preview the Chelsea game. Stu, I'm hearing a few Chelsea players are out for Sunday's game. Who's out?
Who's it? I think is it Ziyech, wherever you pronounce his name. I think Thiago Silva, they're saying is out, and I think maybe Ben Chilwell as well. So yeah, I mean, yeah, first home game for them, and they got some of their star players or some of their big signings out already. So yeah, I think probably a good time to play them as well. Like, I probably would have been a bit more worried if there was a crowd if there were crowds in the stadium, but I think it'll be all right.
JR, I haven't looked at us, but at the moment, is there any team news on the Liverpool side? Any chance of Thiago being on the bench?
I think he'll be on the bench. From what I've just seen, he was registered in time to be placed in the squad, so I think he'll go straight into the squad. And I think I saw Klopp say it. If there's the space where he can fit him in the team, he'll put him in. So I expect sub, but I don't know if he would come on, to be honest. I'll be surprised if he does come on. Maybe if we're winning and we're comfortable, he might bring him on. But I think to, throw him in straight away, I don't think Klopp normally eases players in. And I don't think we need to throw him in straight away, in my opinion. I'd rather him, like how Klopp signings normally do, just have a couple of training sessions and kind of get the system. But with him, he's a top player, so top players can adapt quite quickly.
Look at that grin on JR's face. Right, guys, for those who don't know, JR was tweeting Liverpool asking, when are we going to see some signings? You know what I mean? He was anxious, so I think Liverpool have made his day by signing 1, potentially 2 players. Sam, is there any injury worries from our first teamers?
No, we're perfect, I think obviously Henderson's had another week's worth of training. No one else is due to be back. I saw Shaq training as well, actually, but he might break down tonight. Who knows? But yeah, I think we're all good, man. We're all good. Just to pick up on what JR was saying about Thiago, I think he's going to start. I'm absolutely convinced he's going to start. After watching his interview, he said he feels like he's in the middle of a season. He's not had a holiday, and he's 100%. Those are his words. And I think going to Chelsea, no fans, I think we've got a good record there. I think we should take advantage, and throwing him in there is going to bring back some nasty memories about what he did to them about, 3 months ago, Champions League, when Bayern, I think it was 7-1 or something crazy like that. And Thiago, again, run the show. So for me, I ain't going to get into who's going to not be in the team, but I think Thiago will start.
Do you think that was just a little message from Thiago to the boss, just to say, "Look, boss, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to get him from the start."
Yeah, 100%. If you go back to what JR was saying about the fact that, Klopp likes to edge these players in and take time, this guy is a vet in the best sense of the word. He's done everything. You know what I mean? And for me, like, Klopp's wanted him for so long, I think he can't wait to throw him in the team. So I'd be very surprised. If he doesn't start, I don't think we'll see him on the bench at all. I think he either starts or he's not involved at all. Because I think there's just no point. There's just no point. Throw him in there because he's fit. He's a vet. He knows how we play. Put him in there, man. Put him on show.
Okay, so you're all for throwing Thiago in. Would you play Henderson, given the game that he had against Leeds, which I think he was a little bit unfit? Would you put him in?
Probably not. No, I think he's just needs maybe 2, maybe 3 more weeks, or maybe even just games just on the bench, maybe getting some minutes coming on. But yeah, he did look rusty. Yeah, I wouldn't start him.
Going to the Bridge, our record is a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it, at the Bridge? You know what I mean? I don't know the actual figures off the top of my head, but we don't always go there and win every single game. I mean, we won there last season. That was an amazing free kick from Trent. What do you see happening this time round, JR?
I think I can see it being a tight game. It's normally tight when we go to the Bridge. Apart from last year, where the first half we was on fire, two early goals, and second half we kind of fell away and kind of edge scrape. I would kind of scrape the win, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. But this time, I think it'll be tight. I've got 2-1 in my head, Liverpool. I've got 2-1 in my head. It'll be a tight game. I don't see us keeping a clean sheet, if I'm going to be honest. But I think we'll edge them out 2-1. I'm being positive.
What about you, Sam? How do you see it going?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tight game. It always is against these boys. We rarely batter them, apart from that last game at the end of the season. But that was a bit of a freak.
Frozen, Sam. We're going to come back to you. Wait, Sam. You froze out there. You hold tight. Let's go down. Let's go to Stuart, man. What do you think it's going to be?
Yeah, I probably agree with JR. I think 2-1. I think it's going to be a bit of an edgy game, I reckon. Yeah, 2-1. I think good thing for us as well. Pulisic isn't playing as well, and he's caused us problems.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
So yeah, but I don't actually know who they'll play up front because hasn't Werner picked up a knock as well, and he's
Werner's still playing currently. He's fit.
He'll play.
Yeah, I think that's just like mind games. You know what I mean? Will he, won't he? But yeah, I think he plays as well. Sam, go on. Now we can hear you properly.
No, I was just saying it's rare that the games between these two bring out big performances and big scorelines and big wins. It's always tight. But I feel like after conceded 3 against Leeds, I think we will tighten up a little bit. I don't think we'll be as gung-ho away from home, regardless of them not having fans. I think it's going to be tight, maybe even 0-0 at half-time. And I actually do see us getting a clean sheet because we were so open. I feel like, Klopp would have got them to work on it. They've had a full week to prepare. And yeah, I'm going for a 2-0, to be fair. Or at worst, a 3-1, and Werner's obviously going to score. But other than that, I don't really see it being a major problem. Maybe my confidence is just too up because we just signed a superstar baller for the first time in probably my life. You know what I mean? Wow. This just at the peak of his career. I'm gassed, but I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it being as tight as JR thinks. I think we could get a solid 2-0 there, to be fair.
I see you shaking your head, JR. Go on. You disagree a little bit. Go on.
No, I'm just saying, if we play this high line, I've already said it last. I don't like this high line.
You're scared of it, JR.
And it looks like it's got even higher this season. From that youth game, it got even higher. I just don't. I get that, you know, you're trying to play the offside trap, but if there's no pressure on the ball, you can't play the offside trap like that, because one deep run, you're dead, you're gone. And I just don't know. If you play that high line, Warner's got a bit of pace about him. So that's why I'm saying clean sheet. I don't know if you're playing that high line, to be honest, because they got.
Go on, Sam.
JR, do you think that high line, really we were getting caught out because Henderson wasn't fit enough to be leading the press, or because Fabinho wasn't playing?
If you in the game, if you see like your DM and Henderson's not doing what he should be doing, then you kind of got to be in game management and be like, bro, you know, we've got to drop off here. But they still kept the high line even though the gaps were there. So I wouldn't say, Henderson didn't really have a great game, to be honest, the first half. But even in the second half, when Fabinho was on, they were still doing the high line. And the one deep one, and it's curtains, bro. Because they're standing, they got a standing start where if you've got a man running from deep and they got to run on him and he's quick, you ain't gonna catch him. So my thing is, if we do that at Chelsea, that real high line, I can't see us keeping a clean sheet.
This is why I think we won't. I think we'll tighten up. Klopp knows enough about Werner inside out really to know that would just it'd be suicide. You know what I mean? So I don't see it being that open. I don't see us being.
But that's what I was going
away from home.
But that's what I wanted to say. Do we think that high line tactic was something that we saw because of the opposition? So for each opposition, tactics can be different. Do you think against Chelsea, the tactics are going to be different?
Just for the case of Werner, 100%. Man. I mean, why would you give him all that space to run in behind? Make any sense?
I think they'll tighten. I think we'll tighten up at the back. I think like Gomez and Virgil, they'll tighten up. They've had another week together. No stupid international breaks. So yeah, I think they'll tighten up. I think Klopp and the other guys, they'll work on them all week.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, I see it, another 2-1. I think Chelsea will give us a game like they always do, but I don't think they're ready. And after watching them against Brighton, I think Brighton were in the game for long periods. If it wasn't for that wonder strike from the young lad James, do you know what I mean? Brighton could have actually got something out of the game. I think that wonder strike sort of took the wind out of their sails a little bit, but I don't think they've got enough.
All of you are frozen.
Am I frozen?
No, you're back. You're all back. You're all back.
Okay, yeah, no. Dunk Mr. Sitter header like at 2-1. Reece James he's good going forward, but going backwards. We saw at Anfield recently when we beat them 5-3. Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to think about right backs and go to sleep on the back stick, innit?
I'm a defender, bro. I played right back and centre back, so I wasn't allowed to do it. So like when I see these guys doing it, it kind of bugs me.
Yeah. Well, we all seem to think that we're going to win it tomorrow. Time will tell, innit? I mean, I say tomorrow. I mean Sunday. Time will tell. I mean, but it's all looking positive with the signing of Thiago. I think it's made the fans look up a bit. So I'm ready and looking forward to the game, man.
Yeah, definitely. I just hope. So like it. I just hope we have we just positive and we go for it and we just are not cagey, man. You know what I mean? Like how we was the first half last year over there. We was on fire, man. More of that.
It's early in the season as well. So you know what? Like worst case scenario, to lose a game this early in the season, I don't think is detrimental to a title charge. I think you can lose this early. You don't want to. Don't get me wrong, but I think you can lose this early in the season and still go on to achieve the title.
Winning at Chelsea, even though it's early, would send a bit of a statement because we've just signed Thiago as well. They're supposed to be, a big challenger.
100%.
They've signed loads of players. They spent a lot of money. If we go there and turn them over nicely, just a 2-0, nothing mad. We turn them over nicely. The rest of the league's going to look up and think, rah, you know what? And they've just signed Thiago as well. This is going to be a problem because this is the same Liverpool last season that's improved. yeah, and bought a superstar. So for me, they can afford to lose, and so can we. But if we win, that fear factor can get ramped up a little bit more, and before you know it, we can start a serious run again.
Yeah. As I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I'm just pissed because I think Thiago, if he doesn't start on Sunday, he'll start against Arsenal the following game. And I'm just pissed there's no fans at Anfield for that.
Yeah, that would have been amazing to be there still. Yeah. But hopefully we all get back in the stadium soon, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
Well, they're letting fans in at Charlton this weekend. 1,000 fans in at Charlton testing out. And they're still looking at the 1st of October, I think.
Yeah.
Well, their fans are back in the stadiums at Germany, innit? So I think
Yeah.
we can't be much further behind.
Yeah, and I think in Northern Ireland as well.
What, full capacity for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Germany. Yeah. I saw the Germany one and I saw the fans. I was like, oh my God. You don't even realize there's a camera just panned around the whole stadium. I was like, oh my day. This needs to come back over here badly. We miss it. We miss it, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go and wrap it up there, boys. That's our time. Do you know what I mean? These previews are going to be short and sweet.
No worries.
Cool.
But you know what, Pastor Stu? We'll be looking forward to your sermon on Sunday morning. Guys, make sure you get on the Instagram, Anfield_South1 and check out Pastor Stu's sermon, man. They're always good, man. Good motivational speeches before a match.
Cool.
But yeah, boys, I mean, I've been your host, Slim, as always. I shall see you on the podcast next week after the Chelsea game. And Sam?
No, I'm not frozen.
Then, expect to see you on that podcast soon as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be back in the seat next to you soon, bro. Next to you soon, man. Good to be back anyway on here.
Stu, JR.
Cool.
Until the next time, boys.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.